So in the last video, we looked at solving proportions a couple different ways. Here's a method that works every time, ever, no matter what situation you're in, it will always work. It's called cross products. So, definition of a cross product for you, it's the cross product of two ratios is the product of the numerator of one ratio and the denominator of the other. So multiplying across. If two fractions are equal, if they form a proportion, their cross products will be equal. So here, I'm checking to see if 426 equals 8/42. So I'm going to multiply across this one times this one, and that one times that one. 4 times 42, and 26 times 8. I'm going to see what that equals. 4 times 42 is 168, and 8 times 26 is 208. Did I get that right? Double checking. They do not form a proportion. They're not equal. That's not a very big line for that. So then if I check this example B, I multiply 12 by 35, that one, and I multiply 21 times 20, I can see if they're equal. 12 times 35 is 420. And on the other side, 21 times 20 is 420. So they're equal. They form a proportion. So the cross products of a proportion are equal. If you have numbers, if 2/5 equals 6/15, I know 2 times 15, there we go, is the same thing as 5 times 6. With letters, if A over B equals C over D, then I know A times D is the same thing as B times C. So we can use that to help us solve problems with proportions. And it's actually the most efficient way. So here we have a word problem. You earned $68 mowing 4 lawns. So I've got $68, I've got 4 lawns. How much would you earn if you mowed 7 lawns? So these are the 3 pieces of information I have. I'm missing one piece. In this case, I'm lining up the money earned. If I got $68 for 4 lawns, I want to know how many dollars for 7 lawns. So the cross product property says that 68 times 7 will be the same thing as 4 times x. 4x equals 68 times 7 is 476. So I'll divide by 4 to get my answer. Oops, sorry, dividing by 4. And I get 119. So if I mowed 7 lawns, I would earn $119. So try these two on your own. Does number 1 form a proportion? Well, 9 times 65 and 39 times 15 are the cross products we're looking at. So 9 times 65 is 585, and 39 times 15 is 585. The two cross products, this and this, are equal. This is a yes. What about number 2? Okay, 12 times 28 and 45 times 6 are our cross products. 12 times 28 is 336, and 45 times 6 is 270. So these do not form a proportion. Here, you can see if you want to try these on your own. If it doesn't make much sense, I can show you a really nice way to show your work. 2 ways for number 3. I only really use one of them myself. Okay, so The cross product property says 14 times 6 will give me the same answer as 42 times x. So I get 14 times 6 is 84. 84 equals 42x, and then I divide by 42, and I get 2. Or the quickest way to do it is to multiply the diagonal and then divide by the other number. So 14 times 6 divided by 42 will still also just give you 2. So try that method for number 4. 9 times 16, the diagonal, and then I'm dividing by the other number, divided by 4 is 36. Okay, so when would you use the different methods we've talked about? Equivalent fractions, turning 2/3 into x over 24 is a good time. Multiply by 8, you get 16. It's best when the numerator or denominator, okay, is a multiple of the other fractions, numerator or denominator. So 24 is a multiple of 3. So I'm saying same part of the other fraction, part. Oof. So I could use that if I had a fraction 2 over x equals 16 over 5. No, not really. 2 over x equals, excuse me, 12 over 36. Because 2 times 6 is 12, so what times 6 is 36? X has to be 6. The numerators were multiple. One of them was a multiple of the other. So when you use algebra, I could have used algebra in this first one. I don't think I would have liked to, necessarily. I could multiply by 24 on both sides, and I would get 48 over 3, which is 16. I would get the same answer. Algebra works when the x is in the numerator. You might not want to use it, but it works best, easiest to do when x is in the numerator. Cross products, anytime, as long as no one says you have to do something else. Okay. Oops. Cross products work when x is in the numerator, x is in the denominator, when one numerator is the multiple of another or not, it doesn't matter. Cross products always, always, always work. So they're my favorite. Though it is important to be able to show the process of using algebra to solve and using that whole equivalent fractions method to solve.